now we're going to talk about our kickoff team and kickoff situational football. Remember, this course is designed for talking about the situations that occur during these teams, not specifically the details about your team. But when you're talking about kickoff team, I really think the situation is very rare when you get into an odd situation in kickoff. What's more of a situation is you making sure that you kick off to your strengths and away from theirs. So in high school football, if you kick the ball in the end zone, that's a touchback. So that's a good thing. So if you got a good kicker, you kick the dang thing in the end zone and be done with it. But a lot of teams don't. And if you don't, you better figure out what your kid can do. Is he a good squib kicker? Is he a good sky kicker? Can he directional kick? What can he do that you can take advantage of? And then, of course, watch the film and figure out what they don't do well or who on their team is better than who. So you can't kick right to the really good guy that's going to run it back on you. So, I don't want to, sound trivial, but the kickoff team situations are probably not as detailed as some of the other special teams, but the situations occur constantly. So it's the kicking with your strengths, kicking away from their strengths is really the deal. These other things come up every now and then, but don't come up probably as often as the different punt scenarios did. The first thing is kicking off after a safety. Well, put yourself in the frame of mind of where you are on kickoff in general. Usually when you kicked off, that means something good just happened. Usually when you kick off, you scored a touchdown. Or maybe it's starting the half or starting the game. In either case, there's some excitement, and kickoff can be an exciting time. It's one of those things where kids are excited, they're running down, fired up about it. Kicking off after a safety is the only time where something bad happened, and now we've got to kick the ball to them. So we gave them 2 points. We got sacked in the end zone, something, and we've got to now give them the ball. We also got to back up from the 20. So we try to practice that. Tell them what frame of mind we're in. Now we need their effort more than ever. Now we're a lot of cases 20 yards further back, so we're kicking off from the 20. So there's a lot of reasons why we need the effort on this play, and we thought we needed to go over that in practice just in case it came up. We could pull from that experience. Now, it wasn't something we worked all the time, but we would work once or twice a year. Kicking off with a lead late in the fourth quarter, I mean, look, I don't know if that's – I mean, the reality is you probably should be giving great effort and doing things right every time, and it shouldn't matter if it's late in the fourth quarter or not. But if we took the lead, say you take the lead 34-31 or something late in the fourth quarter, and the worst thing that can happen is you're all jacked up, you took the lead, everybody's excited, you give it right back to them on the next play by people not doing their job. I mean, there just has to be an understanding of when we have to tackle them. Now, where you get into technical parts of this is, say you kicked a field goal to win the game with 9 seconds left, you kick it, and it takes 6 seconds to kick it. So now there's 3 seconds left, you've got the lead, and you're kicking off on the last play of the game. And that's something we would work. You're kicking off on what will equate to be the last play of the game. So if you can't kick it in the end zone, you're going to have to give these guys a chance. We'd probably squib it. You would talk to the guys about not overrunning the football. We say never should do anyway on kickoff, but you can't overrun the ball. They got to break down. They got to squeeze. They got to just bring the guy to the ground. They got to be ready for the pitches and the tosses and throwbacks and all the stuff, because remember, this is the last play of the game. That situation very rarely happens in high school, but still something we wanted to leave no stone unturned. We work it at some point. Save the game on side. Now, this scenario probably comes up more in high school ball than all these other ones. You don't see a ton of safeties, and you don't see a ton of last-second kickoffs. But you are going to see a save game on side. And what that meant, if you don't understand we use that terminology, but if you didn't understand what that meant, that means we were down 10, we scored, now we're down 3, and we got to kick it onside to get the ball back to keep the game going. What do you do differently? And I think, there's a lot of different ways teams could do that. It probably depends on your school size, who's on your team, who's good, whatever. But if I was still doing save the game onside, I would put my best kids out there. I would make sure we had to have this play to keep the game going. Basically, if we don't get this onside kick, we're going to lose, and they're going to go victory, and they're going to hit a knee and whatever. So we really need to possess the ball back. I would make sure I had my best kids out there. Um, they've changed the rules in the last several years on what you can do with overloading one side, but you can come up with a good save the game scheme. Some kickers may be good enough to kick it both ways. Others, we're not even gonna, we're not even gonna pretend. We're just gonna kick it the one way. We're gonna put our best guys on that side. We're gonna send some people to block. We're gonna send some else to recover. There's a whole scheme to that we can get into when we get into special team schemes in another course. But for now, you need to know you practice. Now, we practice this every week. This was the only kickoff scenario outside of regular kickoff that we were going to practice weekly. Save the game on side, because you figure this is one of those things that obviously the name speaks for itself, can save the game for you. So if in high school ball, if you could be good at this, then you could have something. There's also a surprise on side, which obviously we would practice weekly, but that's more of the scheme. I don't know if that's a specific situation. If you want to surprise onside them, but to me, a save the game onside is different. The other team knows you're onsiding. You don't have to come in with some, trying to trick them scheme. You really just got to put your best guys out there. You got to get a great kick, and you got to give yourself a chance. And so the more opportunities you can put your kids in to do that, plus the teaching them the frame of mind and the mindset they would need to execute that, the better off you'll be. So kickoff, in summary, is really more about general kickoffs. Probably over 95% of the kickoffs are going to fall under what we would coin regular kickoffs. But you are going to see a kick after a safety occasionally. You are going to see a last late in the fourth quarter kickoff, and you will definitely over the course of a year have to, unless you go undefeated, it's likely you'll have to save the game on side. So those scenarios are things that we worked on kickoff, and kind of what our frame of mind was for each one of them. And I hope that helped you. And sure, we may have missed a few things. If we did, feel free to let us know. Contact us on Twitter, email, Facebook, wherever, and Instagram, and talk some ball. We'd love to talk to you more about situational football and the kickoff team and what it can do. Thanks.